Well, hello, darlings. April Mason here, and welcome to the Feminine Ear podcast where men are seen, heard, and understood. How y'all doing tonight? I hope y'all doing well. You're doing well. Let me see if I can see you all in the chat. Can I see you in the chat? Oh, I see you. I see you. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How are you guys doing? Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday. Can you hear me okay? Let me know. Make sure you can hear me okay. Good evening. Hey, hey, hey. I see Instagram and I see YouTube on here. Facebook is coming on over. Hey, how y'all doing? So I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Fellas, I hope that you have been enjoying the feminine ear. I've been getting your messages, and it's been very interesting listening to what you have to say. And I'm so glad that you trust me enough to come on and have dialogue with me. If you would like to come on, make sure you go to the Feminine Ear podcast, thefeminineear.com, so that you can join me on tonight. Can somebody put that in the chat, the Feminine Ear? uh, for me, please. Put it in the chat and I can possibly pin it. So I'm glad to have you guys here tonight. Fellas, once again, fellas only can call in and have a conversation, all right? So, as you know how this goes, typically we have men that call in, as well as I have a lot of men that are like to be anonymous. They like to remain anonymous. They want to say what they got to say, but they don't always want to be seen, okay? And that's okay because guess what? We have loads and loads and loads and loads of letters that I get. I pick out maybe four or five, or maybe five or six to go through in our session together, in our time together. And also gives me a little bit of time to maybe elaborate and have a little, chitter chat about what's going on in the mind of men from the feminine perspective. Because the fellas, when I tell you, they have a lot to say, and I'm glad that they feel comfortable and safe here because it allows women, it will allow women, it does allow women to sit and be a fly on the wall and actually listen to hear what men actually have to say. All right. So let's get into it. Let me make sure that you guys have the link, fellas, because I know that some of you want to come on live with me. So let me make sure that you have the link. I will post the link here. Let's see. There we go. We can do it this way. The Fem Ear. There we go. And I'll post it, fellas. If you got a question, feel free to dive in. All right. I'll post it right here. I'm learning, you guys, I'm learning all this technical stuff and I'm loving it because I'm not a tech girl at all. Well, at least I thought I wasn't. I can't say what I'm not anymore now that I'm actually doing it. All right. So make sure, fellas, you have the link. If you want to join me, there you have it. All right. So let's get right to it. I'll pin this right here. Oh, I see somebody's in here already. All right. Let's get into the questions for tonight. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. So let's get it. So this comes from Franklin. Franklin says, I'm in my mid 40s and just got out of a relationship with a woman who was a lot younger than me. While dating her, I realized I've been avoiding women my own age because I didn't want to face my own insecurities about getting older. The truth is, I still want to be seen as desirable, but I worry that women my age won't find me attractive anymore. How do I get past this fear of aging and stop trying to chase youth in my dating life? Oh, now, Franklin, darling. Now, I will say this, I totally understand, love. You feel like younger women can bring you that youth, that vibrant, that playfulness, right? That fun, flirty, and just free, right? And I get you. I totally understand because older women date younger men sometimes for the same things. But I will say this, if you're only dating women that are younger than you because you want to feel younger and desirable, Franklin, I have to tell you, my love, that you are selfish. Franklin, you're only looking out for yourself. You didn't mention anything about what you can offer to younger women, but you made it all about you and what you want. And so I want to challenge you, Franklin, and to any other man out here that feels the same way, that you don't want to date older women because you want to feel young and you want to, I get it, you want to feel spry, you know. Well, here's the thing. When you say you date younger women for their youth, what you're saying is I'm sucking their youth out of them. Mm, okay. Now let me go there. Let me go there. Let me go there. Let me go there, darling. For the men that date older women, the younger women, for your own pleasures, right? Like Franklin didn't mention anything about this woman and what she wanted, right? So if that's the case, I say if you are a younger woman and you're dating a man who wants you for your youth, there should be something that you get out of the deal. Hello, somebody. There should be something that you, my love, get out of the deal. And most from older men that I know that date younger women, this is really their sentiment. I want to feel young again. I want to feel fresh and new and desirable, right? And I have no problem with that. But to all of the younger women, I would say make sure you get something out of the deal, because these men that are coming to you for your youth, for your playfulness, and all of the things that they feel like they're going to get by being connected to you, you need to pay for that. Bloop. You need to pay for that. Make sure that while you're sucking her youth from her for your own gain, that you're giving her something in return. Okay? Because you're only there for what you can get. You did not mention anything that you are giving to this woman's life. All right? So, if you want to feel desirable, I don't believe that it has to be a younger or older woman. It's more so which woman makes you desirable. And also, Franklin, you didn't go into it, but let me, as an older woman now, I'm 49 years old, and who I used to date older men when I was in my 20s. When I was 16, my boyfriend was 19 and he had a car. He had a little 5.0, right? So I've always dated older men. So Franklin, I want to be honest with you about this as well too. Um, Typically, younger women, we typically, when I was younger, we only wanted you for what you had. So it was fair exchange was no robbery. Okay. So it actually should be transactional, in my opinion, because you're not you're only go based upon your letter, you're only going after her for what you can get. So my question is, what can you give? Right? Because typically younger women, when I was younger, I didn't just go after like a older man just because he was older. No, 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 no. It wasn't because, oh my God, he's old enough to be my dad. Let me get with my dad. No. It was, oh, he has more and he can offer me more than the boys my age. But it wasn't necessarily because we actually liked you. So just keep that in mind, because you're trying to be desirable and you're probably using things, material things, extrinsic values to be desirable to younger women, which is what men typically do that like younger women. So you got to remember, you want to feel desirable, but you're only doing it by what you can possibly provide to her. And now you become desirable to her because of the things that you can give, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comment section if that makes sense. Because any young woman that I would tell dealing with an older man, make sure you get something out of the deal, because he's very clear about why he's with you. He's very clear because of what he wants to feel. And speaking of feeling, when we look at this whole dating and relationships, male female dynamic, or just relationship, masculine feminine dynamic, if you get down to the nitty gritty of it all boils down to a feeling. Franklin wants to feel desirable. Franklin wants to feel wanted, right? He wants to feel like he's still the man. It's just like people that are on drugs. They're constantly chasing a feeling. And I believe that we live in a time where people don't want to acknowledge the fact that all of this that we're doing is to obtain a feeling about some validation, someone telling us that we're wanted, that we're needed, we want to be desired, we want to be chosen, we want to feel like we are somebody's person. We fight up against that. But at the end of the day, it's all about feeling. Think about it. Franklin wants to feel young and feels like a younger woman can make him do that, but not realizing, is she making you feel young because you can have access to her, or is she making you feel young because of what you can do for her? Because when I was 16, when I was 19, when I was in my 20s, I literally I would say primarily my entire life I've dated older men, but when I was in my youth, it was only because of what you had. I didn't necessarily like you. And the thing is, the things that we were giving me actually made me more fond of you. But just to go out in the streets on a day-to-day basis and look at I'm 25, 23, 24, 25, sexy, supple, everything is where it needs to be, hips sitting right, breasts sitting right, got a beautiful smile, this beautiful chocolate skin, and you think I'm walking around the streets looking for an old ass man? No. So sometimes the delusion be delusioning. If you have a young woman like that, because my thing is to you, Franklin, is I want you to understand that it's not necessarily you that she wants per se, because we just didn't walk around in our youth, in our 20s, in the prime of our life looking for an old ass man. Unless he baited us with some things that the young men our age couldn't give us. So just fellas, just keep that in mind. Just always keep that in mind. We never walked around looking for fathers when we had access to men our age. They just didn't have the things. For me back then, he could take me to Red Lobster because that was the thing to do. Take the girls to Red Lobster. Okay? He had a car. He had a little 5.0 drop top. Well, the boys in high school, boys in college, they didn't have that. So it was easier to be swayed as a 20, 25, 26-year-old woman by a 40-year-old man that has the things. But it didn't mean we actually liked you. So just remember, if you're dating a younger woman for your own benefit of her youth, give her something in return. All right? Okay? Let's move on to the next. Fellas, if you have a question for me tonight, make sure you head on over to thefeminineear.com and click the red button and come on with me. You don't have to be shy because y'all send me a whole lot of messages because you're shy and you don't want to be seen. I promise you I don't bite. I might nibble, but I promise you I do not bite. Moving on. Marcus says, Miss April, this is a hard one and I've been struggling. It's been over a year since I found out she cheated. And even though I took her back, I can't seem to let it go. I keep replaying everything in my mind. Did she do the same things with him that she did with me? Wondering what I could have done better or where I went wrong. I love her, but this feeling's eating at me every day, and I don't know how to move forward. First of all, Marcus, let me say this to you. Stop blaming yourself for someone else's choices. See, cheating is a choice. Nobody falls into cheating. You cannot control a man or you cannot control a woman. We all decide what we're going to do. There's no such thing as cheating was a mistake. Cheating is always a choice, okay? That's why it doesn't matter how much you vet a person, no matter how much you think you know a person. When you understand that you cannot change anybody or control them, you will stop putting so much pressure on yourself trying to figure out what can I have done better, because she made that choice for whatever reason she came up with. Okay, so that's the first order of business, Marcus. And secondly, now this may sound a little harsh, but when I was coaching, 40% of my coaching clients were married couples. And there was a lot of infidelity that I would have to deal with. And one of the questions, the first question that I would ask when they came to me is, do you want to be with him or her? And if the question is yes, I do, I still love them. My next statement is, then you're going to have to let the past be the past. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't have to earn your trust back. And that doesn't mean that there's no consequences. However, if you are going to move forward with someone, you're going to have to let it go. Okay. And if you can't let it go, let them go. See, when you're constantly holding on to an infidelity or a situation where somebody violated you and you think you can get over it and you can't, child, let them go. Mm, because at that point, you're torturing yourself. You are constantly replaying the past. And it's almost like you said this happened a year ago. So you're still festering like it happened yesterday. So you have a choice to make, Marcus. You're going to either decide, I'm going to be with her and regain trust, as if, from the standpoint of she has to help you do that. But what you can't do is badger her every few minutes. Every time she leaves the house, what is she doing? Where's she going? Because I would tell women the same exact thing. If you're going to take someone back, you have to give them the space to regain your trust. Is it easy? No. But if this is the person you say you love and that you want to be with, you're choosing, Marcus. Here's the thing, just like she chose to cheat, you chose to take her back. Think about it. Just like she chose to cheat, you chose to take her back. With that understanding, you have another choice to make. Do I want to live my life constantly looking over my shoulder over something that I feel like I may not be able to get over? Because there's a plethora of women out there, but it's up to you to decide. I can't decide for you, but you're putting more stress on you and on your mental than you actually have to. All it takes is a choice. So that would be my answer to you. Give you the same thing that I've given my married coaching clients, that if you decide to be with him or her, whoever made that violation, what you're saying is, I'm willing and to leave the past in the past. Doesn't mean that there's no consequences, and it doesn't mean that they don't have to prove themselves. But you cannot keep them in bondage forever. Where you at? What you doing? What you at? What you doing? You know, I don't trust you. You're gonna keep you're gonna mess up your nervous system, Marcus. So you have the choice to make. Either I can get over it, and I can start healing. Because the why doesn't matter, because you're trying to figure out what could you have done right, or where did you go wrong. There's nothing that you could have done, because we cannot control people. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much masculine you are, how much a provider you are, no matter how much of a protector you are. It doesn't matter. All of us can be cheated on, regardless of how great of a person we believe we are, because we can't control other people's movements. At any given moment, a person can decide to take a chance and cheat just because the opportunity presented itself. And it may not mean anything, but that's a choice that they're making. Okay. Moving on. Thank you all for tuning in to the Feminine Ear, fellas. If you are here and you have a question, make sure you click the link or visit thefeminineear.com and call in. So let's keep it moving. Tonight we have, let's see, he sent me multiples, and I got you tonight, Derek. I got you. Derek says, Miss April, I've met an incredible woman, and she's a single mom. I'm really into her, but every time I think about the future, I worry if I'm ready to step into a role that involves being a father figure to her kid. I don't want to feel like I'm being unfair to her and definitely don't want to feel like I'm stringing her along. How do I navigate these feelings without hurting her? Okay, Derek, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you, my love. Leave that lady alone. Hmm. Derek, leave that lady alone. See, you entered into a situation without having an absolute mindset that you're open to dealing with a single mom. However, you guys connected, you connected, right? But the last thing she needs is someone who's not sure of her and her child. Leave that lady alone. If you cannot come to the resolve and say, you know what? I can do this. I love her enough. And I've gotten close to the child. You didn't say that, but if you had, that I'm willing to do that. If not, leave that lady alone. I was out one day and I was at a concert in Atlanta. I remember I was having a good time. It was an outdoor concert. It was the SOS band. And as I was standing there, a little baby came running toward me. And I'm trying to catch the baby, and I see a man running, and the baby is just, y'all know when the baby, the little legs had to be about 2 or 3 years old. The baby is just running. And so I see him running behind her. So it was a crowd of people. So I catch her, right? And I catch her, and I'm like, little mama, where are you going? And so the man comes up and he said, oh my God, she was running. She was running real fast, whatever. And he caught her. And he said, I'm not used to babies. And I said, okay. I said, well, this not your child? He said, no, I'm on a date with a young lady. I said, oh, okay. And he said, but I'm not sure if I can do this. And I said, okay. I said, why is that? He said, well, I don't really want a woman with kids. And my blood start, because I'm like, okay, this joker getting ready to say something off the wall. Let me see. He says, I really don't want a woman with children, but right now I'm homeless, she's there for me. And he gives all of these things, right? And I stopped him. I said, I have a question for you. If you were a man that had his stuff together and you were on your feet, is this the woman that you would choose? And he paused, he thought about it. He said, would I choose her if I had my stuff together? And he said, no. And I told him, leave that lady alone. Because you're only choosing her because of where you are. You're not choosing her. Like, you're not the shiny quarter that you want to be yet. You're still a bronze penny. So you're choosing her. And what you're going to do is level up on her. And then when you get to where you want, with her love, with her support, with her being able to be nurturing to you, her being accepting of where you are in life, you're going to leave this woman and her child. So you're extracting what I call her invisible value to level up on. And then you're going to go and get what you really want. Fellas, I got to say, I've seen you guys do this multiple times. This is why women don't like to build with you. Because typically, what we've seen is when a man is at his lowest and he gets with a woman that's accepting of him at his lowest, she's typically not exactly what he wanted. Now he becomes a shiny quarter and he can go get the women that he really wants. Have you guys ever seen the movie? What's the movie? Oh God, is it How to Be a Player? How to Be a Player. Was it? What's the movie? It's a movie where Wendy Raquel Robinson, she transformed Bobby Brown. Remember, his teeth was messed up. He was just a regular, and she was there with him and when he was not at his best and helped him transform. And all of a sudden, he got a brand new attitude and started looking at other women and cheating on her with other women and wanted other women. This is why I don't advocate for women to build with a man. Fellas, this is what I mean. Yes, thank you guys. Two can play that game. I do not advocate for a woman to build with a man. Yeah, I said it. I advocate for women to amplify what a man already has because there's no guarantee that after he levels up on you that he's going to stay with you. And fellas, I know all men don't do that, but we've seen it way too many times than not. Okay? So I don't advocate for that, you know, no, not at all. And what I mean by I don't advocate for that is I don't believe in a man's potential. And I wish someone would have taught me that. And I wouldn't have got married in my 20s to potential and ended up divorced. I don't believe in a man's potential. I believe that a man should know what he wants to be in life and he should be on the road. Now, he might not be here yet because I believe it's the feminine energy that helps you get to that next level. But he should be already in his vision. He should know what his purpose is and what he has some direction on what he wants to do. And then that's when you can come in and be inspirational to him and provide that feminine experience. But I do not believe that women should be with a man with a dream because it's not guaranteed that he will ever wake up and live it. Because guess what, fellas? Y'all don't get with potentially pretty women. You don't go get a potentially pretty woman. You go get what you want. You don't look at a woman that you think is, oh my gosh, she's pretty, but she's overweight. You don't get what a potentially skinny woman. Typically, you don't do that. Maybe a few, but not a lot. So if you're not going to get with a woman who could be a good woman to you, but she has the potential to be attractive, eh, you're not going to do that. So she shouldn't be with you for your potential. You can't lead anyone anywhere if you don't know where you're going yourself. Okay? It doesn't work that way. So I don't advocate for that. I don't advocate for women being with a man with potential because of feeling. I don't even advocate for people being together just because they have a feeling, because feelings change. I believe that you should know your purpose in life before you should even be out there trying to lock somebody in for a lifetime. I don't believe in marrying or being in a relationship strictly because of love and a feeling. It has to be more than that because love and feelings change. What is it that we have? What is our purpose together? What is it that we complement each other on, so that we can amplify each other's purpose? But just because, oh, I love you. Oh my God. He's so sweet. That's not enough for me. Not for me. Maybe for others, but not for me. Mm. Side note, ladies, I know you guys are watching, but I gotta say to myself, my makeup look good tonight, y'all. I've been trying to figure it out because y'all know I couldn't figure it out, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I did this myself. Okay, I ain't as shiny as I was episode 1 and 2 because I figured out a little trick, but I did this myself. So I just want to give a shout out to me because my makeup is makeuping tonight because I know all the ladies are watching. But anywho, moving right along. Yeah, no, let this woman go, sir. If you cannot deal with the fact that she has a kid, let it go. Okay? Let it go. All right? Moving right along. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Cedric says, I'm 36 and I'm dating a woman who's out of my league, and I can't shake the feeling that she'll leave me for someone better. How do I stop self-sabotaging the relationship with my insecurities? Seti, she is going to leave you for somebody else. Somebody had to tell you. Cedric, she is going to leave you for someone else. And here's why. You're going, okay, let me go back. Let me go back. When we're not accustomed to something, we can only function from what we know. For those of you that have read my book, Identity Switch, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's the subconscious mind. SETI, not SETI, but James or Jessica. Typically, when I'm telling this, I'm speaking to the women, but fellas, I'm talking to you tonight. So, James is your subconscious mind. James is where all of your how you process and how you function, it's right here. So, what's going to happen, SETI? Love, is that you're going to subconsciously sabotage it because your subconscious mind isn't used to you dealing with a woman outside of your league. And here's the thing though, I want you, instead of to sabotage it, I want you to flip the script on yourself. I want you to decide I am in her league, right? I want you to start acting like the guy that you see that she may leave you for. That's what I want. I want you, Cedric, to stop playing with yourself mentally and going through these mental gymnastics and just become the type of guy that that woman would want. You know, fellas, we deal with this a lot. We deal with this a lot. You're used to a certain kind of woman, and then just so happen you shot your shot at a woman that you didn't think was going to give you a shot, and oh God, she did. Now you don't know what to do. Man up. How about that? Man up. Because the guy that you see in your mind, because there's a vision of a guy in your mind that you think is better suited for her, that she, because you already know, you probably seen him walking down the street when you guys were out on a date. While she's all cuddled up with you, you're sitting back thinking about this guy that has more than you, that can maybe have offer her more, that may be more handsome than you. You're sitting here and you've already constructed who this man is. Be him. How about that? Be him. If you don't, you're going to unconsciously cause her to walk away anyway because you're going to start doing stuff. And see, when a man thinks you're out of his league, he'll start saying little things that irritate a woman. That, like, for instance, I remember I had a guy, he kept saying, so how did I get to go out with April Mason? I'm like, bruh, listen, stop asking these questions. I'm with you. I had another one. We were at the movies and he texted me in the movies asking me, did I find him attractive? In the movies. I'm like, are you serious? But he didn't understand that I'm out with him. We get outside and we're standing there at the car, and I actually had a good time. He said, I don't think that we're in the same tax bracket, so I don't think that we would be a good match. I'm like, huh? He said, I don't know if you would be able to respect me for who I am and what I do. And at that time, my children were in school. He said, I'm a school counselor and a basketball coach at the school. I said, I know. My daughter plays basketball and we play y'all next week and they're going to spank you. So I said, how is it that I have kids in school and you're saying I couldn't respect? You know, after that, that was the last time. That was I don't try to understand it. I just like, oh, I just say, okay. I just say, okay. So Based upon how you're viewing her, Cedric, you don't see yourself as a man that measures up. That's on you. And don't be mad if she leaves. I just say become that guy. Fellas, why is it hard for you to become him? Why is it, what is it that keeps you to saying, I'm just a basic, simple dude? Why do you see yourself that way? Because here's the deal. If I was looking for an attorney, say I had a situation and I needed a really good attorney, do you think I'm going to go get an attorney that calls themselves basic or mediocre? I'm just a mediocre attorney. Call me 1-800 mediocre attorney. Do you think I'm going to do that? Do you think a woman wants a man that just sees himself as regular and basic? She wouldn't even go get a basic attorney if she needed one. She's going to go get the best of the best. If she has an issue that in her body or something she need to go to the hospital, she wants a specialist. She wants the best. So why would you come into a woman's life talking about I'm just a regular dude, I'm just basic? And they get mad when they treat you basic. I don't understand that. Okay? Help me. What the fella, what are you saying in the comments? I missed it. I'm sorry. But yeah, we don't want that. There's nothing wrong with being a working class man, but when you come across as I'm just a basic regular dude, we don't like that. We don't like that. He said women get BBLs to look potentially pretty. Y'all don't care. Hell, you say that, sir. Like y'all care. Y'all don't care. And truth be told, I'll say this, fellas. Most men are not attractive anyway. Now let me give y'all the tea. Let me give y'all the tea. Most men are not attractive. I mean, I won't say attractive. Most men aren't handsome. And here's the thing, you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be attractive, right? The woman is supposed to be the beauty in the relationship. That's why you guys are so visual. And one of the things that, I was reading, I don't think I have the letter here, but one of the letters that I was reading was about a man who felt like, he wasn't handsome enough. Well, the thing is, you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be attractive. That we're supposed to be attracted to you, whether it's how you smile, whether it's how you treat us. See, beauty and attraction are two different things. They're not the same. So it always baffled me, honestly, when I would hear women say, when a woman says she met a man, the first thing another woman say, well, how does he look? That's the wrong question to ask, because you're supposed to be the looker. But today we have men that feel insecure because they're not handsome. And they don't think that they can get the girl because they're not handsome. Let me help you. Be attractive. How you show up in the world. A man that knows how to communicate is attractive. A man that honors his word is attractive. A man that is a little tender is attractive. A man with a fresh lineup is attractive. A man that's clean cut, he looks good and he smells good. When I say look good, I mean he's very well put together. He doesn't look dusty. That's attractive. A man that can smile, that's attractive. Stop worrying about being handsome and worry about being attractive. A man with a great personality is attractive. Okay? A man that honors, did I say that already? A man that honors his word. That's not just attractive. That's sexy. A man that's consistent, that's attractive. A man that's not too heavy, he ain't serious all the time. That's attractive. A man that can fix problems. It can be the smallest one. That's attractive. Work on being attractive. Men with character and integrity. That's attractive. Yes, a man with confidence. That is, child. Confidence that have me sitting back looking at you like a schoolgirl with a crush. Confidence is sexy. We don't like men that operate like females. So while you're worried about, I didn't, like I said, I don't have his letter in front of me, but I wanted to say this, even though I don't have his letter. While you're worried about being handsome, worry about being attractive. I've gone out with men who were not on the handsome o meter, but they were very attractive. Okay. So, fellas, stop worrying about being in the mirror all the time and go become attractive elsewhere where it actually matter. Because right now we're dealing with a lot of, in the mirror fellas. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to look nice. But understand, we will always go after the man that's more attractive in other areas than he is handsome aesthetically. Okay? Next question is from oh, uh John says, I'd love to know what women mean when they say men just want to be chased or men want princess treatment. Men are humans too. Everyone likes to be shown affection. Okay, here's the thing. Let me talk about this princess treatment. What women mean when they say that is what I find, and this is just me, what I find that men don't know how to articulate what they want. Meaning, men want affection and they want to feel seen, heard, understood. So what happens is men don't know how to say what that looks like for them. So for instance, well, I should get what she gets too. We don't want the same things. So because you don't know how to articulate, I want affection and I want to be shown appreciation. Well, why can't a woman buy me flowers too? Now, does flowers really make you feel appreciated? Do you really want flowers? Do you really, really want flowers? Men want to be valued, but I don't believe that you know how to articulate that you want to be valued. So it kind of becomes a tit for tat. The things that women traditionally like, men are now saying, I want those things too. But do you really? If a woman came to your job every week and bought you a bouquet of 2 dozen roses, how would you feel? How would you feel, Blake, if you got 2 dozen roses every week? You feel good? What about you, Aunt? You would feel love for some flowers? Some flowers. So you feel loved? Really? For some flowers? I didn't say you couldn't receive it. Is it the flowers that you want or is it to feel love that you want? That's my point. That's my point. It's not necessarily the flowers. So she could have bought you, or matter of fact, she could have shown you the love in a different way. But you said we want the same things. Do you? Do you want the same items or do you want the same feeling? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. that and I think that's the part that men don't know how to articulate. It's not the flowers, it's the feeling. Like what did I say earlier? People are chasing feelings, okay? And the way men want to receive it is not always the same way that a woman wants to receive it. It's equivalent to a man that says, "Well, I want her to take me out to dinner too. I want to be shown that I'm appreciated too." Well, to be honest with you, in my life, I've never had a man allow me to pay for dinner. Want to know why? Because his reason, well, his way to see if I was a generous woman or if I appreciated him wasn't through my wallets. And I believe that A lot of men want to be shown appreciation, but because they don't know how to articulate it, it makes it look like, it makes it look tit for tat, and it makes it look like you just wanted to be treated like a female. Do y'all can would that make sense? This is what it means when women say y'all sassy, because you don't know how to communicate. I want to feel loved and appreciated. Now, I make you feel loved and appreciated through these things because we will tell you we want flowers. I want to go out. Do your girlfriend tell you what you want to do, Blake? You make the decision, but but you know her well enough to know what moves her, right? So so pretty much you think you're making the decisions. That's our job, to make you think you're making the decisions. But you pretty much do the things that she likes, right? And I'm sure she has that feminine influence. And a lot of times y'all think you guys are doing it, but we kind of we drop a little bit of magic. But I've never had a man ask me to pay for dinner. Like, I've had men, even when in a relationship, or if it's a birthday, Father's Day, and I was plan something, mm-mm. I appreciate the thought, but that's not it. Um, Chris said 50-50, please. Well, you 50-50, men don't get submissive women. They just don't. It just don't know. That's just what it is. I think people try to go against nature, but it doesn't work. Gregory said the hardest thing I ever did was letting my wife pay for dinner. Yes, I typically, my relationships pretty much, or I have been that way, Gregory. And I'll never forget. It was Father's Day, and I took my ex out, and I took him to a car show because he loved classic cars. So I took him to a car show. Then I took him to dinner, and it was one more thing. Gregory, do you know when that joker dropped me off at home? I don't know when and how he did it, but when I got home, because we were just dating and he took me home, Gregory, do you know that joker had put the money back in my purse? Oh, that's your dad. That's your dad. Like, yes, yes, dad. He put the money back in my purse. And I'm like, why did you do that? He said, I just don't feel right. He said, I don't, he said, for me, it was the fact that you thought enough of me to plan something like this. I said, well, why don't you just let me? He, it was a no. He put it back in my purse. I said, how did you do? He did it in some way. Maybe my purse was open and he just dropped it in there. I saw a little wad of money dropped in there. And I'm like, you didn't have to do that. He said, but I did. Because for him, feeling seen and appreciated was the thought that I had to do something nice for him. It wasn't the money. Okay. So I believe we have to learn how to articulate what makes us feel appreciated. So fellas, when you can't communicate what makes you feel seen, heard, and appreciated, and everything a woman does, you want to, that's what makes us say you're sassy. That's what makes us feel like you want to be chased. I'm not calling her. She got to call me. If she want me, she got to call me. No. But these are the same men that I want a woman that can be submissive and let me lead. Well, you won't even plan a date, sir. You can't want to be in the leader role but be passive at the same time. It doesn't work. I want her to ask me out on a date. Well, feminine, if you want a feminine woman, we're not going to do that. Okay? Especially if we're getting to know you, it's the beginning. We're not going to do that. If you want us, come and get us. Now, I will say this, women have made it a little bit more challenging. Here's why. And I know I have a lot of ladies listening to me right now, as the pastor say, under the sound of my voice. But I have to say it. Women have lowered the standards so freaking low that I understand why men are hesitant. Did I say that? The way men treat women today are a result of women's standards or the lack thereof. Ladies can't really blame the fellas. Now, there's still some that will say, you know what, I'm going to push through it. But women and the low standards put the barrier of entry so low that they're okay with being side chicks. They write music and they're glorified being side chicks. They don't even know who they are because I have my degree and I have my cars and my good credit. That's it. Back in 2000, and I believe I had just turned 40, so it's 2015. I did a what do you call it? I had interviewed quite a few men, almost 1,000 men, and I asked why don't they court women anymore? And I would say 90% of them said that because women don't require it. And they also said the easiest women to get over on were pretty women, the pretty successful, degreed up women were the easiest to get over on. So I blame women for men's hesitancy. Now, fellas, it doesn't take you off the hook because at the end of the day, we still want you guys. You guys still want us. So it doesn't take you off the hook. But I just understand why you're cautious. I understand that the Me Too, with the oh he thirsty, all of this. Why you looking at me? I get it. I understand what you get because as someone who's coached women for almost 20 years, I can't even take it. But women have lowered the bar so low in their rebellion. And I understand the rebellion. The rebellion is going against the patriarchy. But going against the patriarchy and still wanting a man that do the things that you say a man should do, which is in alignment with the patriarchy, there is consequences behind that. Because wanting a man to protect and provide, that's patriarchy. So there's no getting around it. All patriarchy is not bad, but there is protocol to it. Women want to do what they want to do, which we are able to do, but don't realize the system that they are a part of. The very thing that you've done to have your liberties and do whatever you want to do, wear whatever you want to wear, you know, uh, twerk all over the place, all of that, there's consequences to that because of how the male psyche functions. Okay? So while you're saying I should be able to do what I want to do, men should evolve, they're not going to. So, yes, you can do whatever the hell that you would like to do. Men aren't coming around to that. They're just not. I don't make it up. I just understand it. And here's the thing: just because I understand the thing doesn't necessarily mean I agree with it. But I'm very aware of the system that we live up under. There's no getting from up under that. Okay? You have to just learn how to make that system work for you. Because when you say, I want a man to open doors, patriarchy. When you say, I want a man to take care of me and I get to stay home, patriarchy set that up. When you say, I want a man to leave, patriarchy. When you say, I want a man to be chivalrous, patriarchy. So you have to pick a side. So what's happened is women want the benefits of certain pieces of patriarchy, but they want to do what they want to do by lowering the bar, but it doesn't. Am I making sense, y'all? Let me know in the comment section if I'm making sense. Let me know. Am I making sense? Because I believe I am. I believe I am. But I believe that's what's happened. Men are the way that they are because of women. Mm. I, so, fellas, I feel your pain. Okay? I feel your pain, but go get the girl you want. Approach her respectfully. Okay? And if she's not interested, keep moving. All right. So it's very important that you do that. So to the fella that asked about what's sassy, and men want princess treatment, and men are humans too and want to be shown value, you have to find something that's not the same as the woman. Well, I want flowers every week too. I want this too. You got to understand, is it the flowers that you want, or is it being appreciated and showed value? Because what's happening is everything that we as women get, now y'all even got wigs and weaves that y'all wear. Y'all see the man that know how to, I saw this man take this bald-headed man, put a bunch of, took this like paintbrush and put all of this glue on this man's head, put a wig thingamajigger on it, cut it, put a wave cap on it, and now this man walking around here looking like he just got a fresh lineup. So men are now doing the same things as women, but you got to understand, fellas, when you're doing the exact same things as us, it brings your masculinity down in our eyes. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be valued and should be appreciated. You just need to learn how to articulate that in a different way that is not the same as a woman. Okay? That's what it is. So there's, once again, let me be clear. It's nothing wrong, fellas, with you wanting to be appreciated. And as he said, everyone wants to be shown affection. Just make sure it's not in the same way that the things that we want, because it's like, damn, can we have something by ourselves? Y'all already going to get your nails painted, with the low gloss mani petties, which is fine. Y'all, now you got the man wigs. Now, did y'all see? Side note, they have a thingamajiggle, two thingamajiggles. One is, women wear the waist trainers. They got the man waist trainer too, where you put the little thing on. Have you seen it, Blake? You put it's this shirt, this little tight shirt thing that the man puts on, and it sucks them in like our girdles. And then on TikTok, because y'all, TikTok has me. I'm always on ordering something off the TikTok shop. Y'all, the TikTok shop, literally, and I blame women for this. I'm gonna tell you why. TikTok shop literally has this thingamabob that a man puts in his shoe to make him like 2 to 3 inches taller. Have you guys seen that? You, I seen it on TikTok. I blame women for this because the fake everything has gotten outrageous. So men are saying, well, shoot, I want to be 6 foot. So, you saw the guy, did you see the guy that broke his legs? The guy that broke his legs to be 6 foot because he feels like women wanted men 6 foot and over. Yes, it's blending genders. Absolutely. I totally agree. But the thingamabob, the man put in his shoe and he went from here to whoop. Now, here's the thing. Is it wrong though? Is it wrong if a man, now wait, is it after 10 o'clock? Okay, it's after dark. Is it wrong if a man walked around with gray sweatpants on with a sock in his pants to make himself look like he's more endowed than he is? I don't think it's wrong. Why? Because women do it. Women made it okay. Be like, oh, it's sweatpants season. And then when you get home, it's like, oh, it's not sweatpants season. When he take his shoe off, you thought he was 5'10", but he's actually 5'6". Oh, he took it off. And then all of a sudden, both of you are in the mirror pulling your wigs off. He got all that glue stuck to his scalp. LOL, don't blame us. I do blame women. I blame women because women have taken the fake stuff way too far. Like, it's crazy. And I say that because think about it. And I'm going to say this and it's going to offend, but I don't mean to. Think about this. The average woman in America can be duplicated with the stroke of a brush. Think about it. If you go on TikTok any given day and you look at, let's say, any woman, right, that wears all of the things, a man can literally duplicate you. Somebody said a competition with drag queens. No, it's not really a competition with drag queens. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I knew the difference between a drag queen and a woman. Today, I don't. So yes, I blame women because anytime I start learning how to do makeup from them. The average woman in America can be duplicated real easy with some contour, with some brushes, with some hair, with some lashes. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. And by a man. So you don't know the difference. That's interesting. I don't think y'all think of it. I don't think you think of it that way. Think about the fact that you can be duplicated. That's scary. That was just a side note. Moving on. Fellas, if you have a question and you would like to come on with us, I saw a couple of you guys in here, but y'all got scared and left. So go to thefeminineear.com if you'd like to come on so we can chat. The next question is somebody said men praise that look, though. Here's the thing. If you keep giving someone something, they're going to eventually like it. If it wasn't there consistently in the first place, why would they glorify it? See, I don't think it's that men glorify that look. Men do love fantasy. But guess what? Men don't even have to go to the strip club anymore to get the fantasy because they can just go on TikTok. They can just go on Facebook to get the look, to get what they're looking for. So if something is not in abundance, you're not going to see it all the time. But once something becomes in abundance, you become immune to it. Someone gave it to me like this. If I'm on an island and I had dirty water, and I needed something to drink, would I drink it? Although I prefer clean water, I'm going to drink what's in front of me. It doesn't mean that I don't like the other. Okay? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Next, moving right along. Oscar says, after 20 years of marriage, I'm realizing we don't have the same interests anymore. I love her, but we've grown apart. How do I reconnect with her? Well, here's the thing, Oscar. After 2 decades, people do evolve, right? And I'm not one that believe that you have to have the same interests to be together. All right. I don't believe that we have to like the same things in order for us to be together because at the end of the day, we're two different human beings. My advice to you, Oscar, would be instead of focusing on your differences, look at what you do like to do together. Go back, Oscar, to when you guys first got together and what connected you in the first place. That will be my response to that. Because sometimes people feel like we've grown apart and we've evolved and we don't have the same interests. And it's okay that you don't have the same interests, right? Although I wasn't married for 20 years, I was married and we didn't have a lot of the same interests, however, right? But the thing that we did have in common are the things that we focused on, the things that we did do together. For instance, he was a die-hard Atlanta Falcons fan. When I tell you guys, it was bad. It was bad, bad. Like, and I wasn't a football girl at the time, and it was bad. Okay, but I went, and it would get so bad to where he'd be ready to fight over his Atlanta Falcons. Now, I was into theater. I love theater. He hated theater, right? So he wouldn't really go with me to theater. But what we did have in common was we both liked the farmer's market. So we spent our time doing the things that we enjoyed to do together, and the things that we wanted to do on our own and that were our own hobbies and interests, we did them elsewhere. And I don't even think it's a compromise. I think it's finding out what brought you guys together in the first place. Reconnecting on that, going back to that is what I would say. Because it's 20 years, like you guys evolved, and how old are you? Did it say? Oscar's 48. So if you've been married 20 years, you were 28 years old. You're almost 50 years old. So you're supposed to. And also, I would say something like this. Try something new together. Okay? Try something new together. And also, if you feel like you guys don't have the same interests, how about this, Oscar? How about you decide to take interest in something that she's doing? How about that? But try something new together. How about go a cooking class? Like go and have fun. And there's a cooking class that I saw when I was in Atlanta, and you can go have date night and you can make chocolate together. Chocolate is aphrodisiac. So you can go make chocolate together. Find something to reconnect you and even go back and think about what connected you in the first place. Okay? Mm. Okay, here's another. This is one is 50. Greg is 50. He said, I'm not sure if I can handle this because I've always been the breadwinner. But now that she's making more money, I feel insecure. How do I handle this shift without letting it affect our relationship? Because as the man of my house, I should be the head provider. Greg, Greg, Greg. Here's the deal. I need you to redefine what success looks like to you in your relationship. I also need, because this is our third show, and this seems to be a reoccurring topic. So I'm going to probably have to talk about this more and more until more and more men hear this. I need you to find what you have to offer outside of your wallet. To each and every man listening to me, understand that you are more than your wallet. I need you to figure out, what can I give a woman that money cannot buy? Okay? So many of you are caught up in a woman making more money than you and thinking that if you don't make enough that you're not valuable, or even if you're single and if you're making, you don't make the six-figure mark, you feel less than. Let me help you. Find what you are useful at. It's not always about the money with a woman. Are you useful? If you're only focusing on money and she's making money, where else is your value? I hear this all the time from men. Like, I think this probably is the number one thing that I hear from men on a consistent basis. It's about the money thing. I don't make six figures. These women out here screaming they want to make six figures. It's not about making six figures. It's about you being useful and you guys having the same desire as far as your lifestyle standards and values. What do you offer a woman, fellas, that money can't buy? I really want you to think about that. I've said this the last two shows. What can you bring a woman that money can't buy? How can you love a woman outside of your wallet and your penis? What else do you have? So I would say, Greg, although your wife is making more money than you, it doesn't mean that you're not valuable to her. You just got to figure out how to be valuable in a different way. Men aren't taught that. Men aren't taught how to be valuable outside of their wallet. And then they say, well, women only want us for what we can do. Well, that's because that's all you present. If all you present is what you can provide financially, what else should we want you for? Think about it. If you're not presenting anything else other than I can protect and I can provide, why should we want you? Okay. It's time for you to learn what your intrinsic value is, meaning not just what you can do, but what can I be? How can I just show up? What can I show up in the relationship as? Stop listening to all these podcasts telling you you got to make six figures. I'm here and I speak from my audience is the average working American man and woman. I speak to them. You got to remember, a lot of the people on these podcasts who are making these statements about six figures, six figures, six figures, they are only making six figures because they're monetizing off of what you are watching, your views and your clicks. But if they were not doing what they're doing on the internet, monetizing, selling product, they would not be making six figures either. So stop listening, fellas, to people that tell you that you have to make six figures or a woman don't want you. Even the women with these platforms that are saying things like, well, if he's making $50,000 a year, he shouldn't even be dating. Lies. And you guys buy into the lie. Because guess why you buy into the lie? Because sadly, your patriarchy set that up for you. The men that came before you set it up that you should be the sole provider in your household. Women didn't do that. Those that came before you did that. So now you guys are in a system that you didn't create, but we're evolving and things are shifting. So now men are saying, I want to be seen for more than just my money. Back then, men were the sole providers because women didn't have rights, couldn't go get jobs, things of that nature. So now the dynamics have shifted, but nobody has shifted the men when it comes to helping them pull out, identify, and be aware of their intrinsic value. So you're still trying to sell something that no longer fits you. So that conversation no longer fits. But you got to thank the men that came before you. And women just continue to run with it. But at the end of the day, it's not about a dollar amount. Are you useful? Is your lifestyle, standards, and values on par together? That's what you want to be looking for. Are you living within your means? And if you want more, are you willing to go do the work to get more? Are you willing to get a side business? Are you willing to come up with ideas and not blame society, systematic oppression, and all? We don't want to hear that. We tired of that. We don't want to hear that no more. Go do something. Okay? That's what we want. We want to see you do something. We want to see you say, you know what? It's in me. It's in me, and I want to figure it out. I have gifts and talents outside of simply my job. All right? So don't feel bad because your wife is making more money than you now. Figure out your value. I say this is the best time in history for men. Men say they don't want gold diggers. I don't believe in gold diggers because what woman would not want a man that can protect and provide? That can. I don't. I just because men come after us for what we have. It's like, fellas, that's another thing that I don't understand. Why is it now? Side note, not just took me into something else. Why is it okay for you to come after a woman for her beauty, but and want to get close to her for her beauty, but she shouldn't ask you for anything? I don't understand that kind of thinking. I don't understand that logic. Because the only reason why you approached her in the first place is because you thought she was attractive. You saw them hips, you saw them breasts, you saw that smile. There was something that attracted you to her that you wanted to have access to. Understand that, fellas. Every time you approach a woman, it's because of something you want to gain, whether it's dinner with her to experience her beauty, whether it's you're physically attracted to her because you want to see what the lowest barrier of interest is to you to sleep with her, whatever that thing is. That's the only reason why you approached her in the first place. It's not typically her mind right away because you don't know that. But the only reason why you even offer to take her out is because she's attractive to you and you want access to that. So if you want access to that, why shouldn't she put a price tag on that? And when I say price tag, I'm not necessarily talking about money because everybody has a price, regardless of what anyone says. Everybody has a price and everybody has a motive. It doesn't matter if she's attractive with or without makeup. Doesn't matter. You guys will still put your penis in an ugly woman. So let's not do that, sir. Hello, somebody. A woman that you deem ugly, you will still, what you say? What you got? What do they say? I don't care, face down, ass up. So it doesn't matter why, Mr. Detroit, why are you talking about was she attractive with or without makeup? Y'all don't care as long as you have access to her vagina. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. If you see a woman and you're physically sexually attracted to her and her face is not the most attractive, you will still go after her to get what it is that you need. Exactly. She said when stimulated, a man will can produce 1,500 sperm per second and hunt for women prey to catch and release it. That's my point. So it doesn't matter what she looks like. It's transactional and borderline prostitution. No, it's not. So it's prostitution if she asks you something for something when you only asked her out because she was pretty, sir? You got to be kidding me. Why is it prostitution? Answer that. It's not it's nothing bad because for you because you want access to her body or her beauty, but if she asks you, "Hey, I'm having a situation, can you help me?" Also in fair exchange is no robbery. Men pay for sex every single day, even married men. You're paying the mortgage, you taking care of those kids, you're dealing with whatever you got to deal with at home. What you say, Ed? What? Men pay for sex every day, but the problem is you don't like it to be sound transactional, but everything is a transaction. Everything is a transaction. The problem is men don't like that women don't have to earn their value or earn a living through what they can do because of what we have between our legs. Because there would be no OnlyFans and girls making millions of dollars if there were no customers. There would be no prostitutes if there were no customers. Fair exchange. Everything is transactional. Because at the end of the day, the only reason why a man proposes to a woman to say and says, I want to marry her, is because she meets his conditions. When a man sits down and he thinks, man, I like her. I like her and I like how she makes me feel. I like how she thinks. I like how the things that she pulls out of me. I like that she's this and it's always invisible values. Side note, Join me in Atlanta this Saturday for the Time for Change tour. I will be releasing my new book, Her Invisible Value, What Feminine Women Bring to the Table. So make sure you join me in Atlanta. Go to Dr. Bobby Price's website. It's myself, Dr. Bobby, and Stefan Speaks. We are closing out the Time for Change tour in Atlanta this upcoming Saturday. I had to throw that in there. But yes, as I was saying, everything is transactional. And men only propose to the woman that meets their conditions. Never let anybody tell you that love is unconditional. Only a love is that's unconditional is a parent to a child. But every relationship, even your relationship with God or whatever you believe, there is a conditions. There is a condition. So when a woman says yes to the proposal, her saying yes is based on he meets my conditions. So, in exchange for him meeting my conditions and in exchange for her being what it is that I need, meeting my conditions, I'm going to propose. That's the transaction. The conditions were met on each side. We just don't like to think about it that way, but nobody is going to willingly be with someone that does not provide something to them. Men are just better at it than women are. I love how men choose women. Men look at where am I in my life? What is it that I need? And can she feel it? And I think that's smart. I think it's real smart. Women don't do that. Women go on just, oh, well, oh, they think about the wedding dress and the this and that. No, men look at what is it that I need in my life? Like, I know several men with children who's either their wife passed away or they divorced, and they were very strategic in finding their new mate. It was, okay, I need somebody that's going to help me with my kids. I need a mother figure for my kids. And that's what they chose. Men move smarter because they put themselves first. And they look at what their needs are. If it's just sex that they want, they're going to go find the lowest barrier of entry. Every man knows the woman that they can sleep with real easy. Do y'all know that, Blake? Do you know it, Aunt? You know which one that you might not like her, but as the guy said here, um, men have released 1,500 sperm and whatever he just said, and they're looking to release. You automatically know you can be sitting there on your phone like, okay, no, this one gonna require too much. I don't feel like doing that. No, this one she gonna require that I take her out. Now this one now, I know she just likes me. So all I gotta do is send her a hey big head text. And you gonna send her hey big head and she gonna be like, hey stranger. And you gonna say, I was just thinking about you. All the while, all you trying to do is release them sperm. She gonna say, you gonna say, I was thinking about you. She gonna say, well, I ain't heard from you in a while. Yeah, I've been busy, I've been working on my grind, get my life together, but I would love to see you. She gonna text back, for real? When? I would love to see your pretty face this Friday night. Maybe I could take you out. Y'all know what, do I have to keep going? So he's trying to extract something. And let me say this, fellas. Now, this is just me. This is not anybody else but my thoughts. Men that want sex only take women out to eat or for drinks for their own conscience. It has nothing to do with trying to feed her. You just don't want to seem like a slime ball and say, I just only wanted to sleep with you. So at least I took her out. Well, what if she didn't want to eat? What if she actually wanted to get to know you and be in a relationship? So I believe that men only take women that just want to sleep with women. You only take them out so you don't feel bad about not calling her in the morning, not calling her the next day. I don't think it's for us at all. I don't. Well, she got something out of it, but men always think that we get something out of it. And that's another thing before we end. That's another thing. Fellas, let me help you guys with something. How do I say this? Y'all always think we get something out of it if we sleep with you. Well, we both got the same thing. No, we didn't. I believe a lot of you think you're better in bed than you actually are, because the women that came before you didn't tell you that you were horrible. Why y'all get quiet? Hi there. No, I'm serious. So when a man, fellas, when you say to a woman, "Well, we both had sex, and we both, this was something that we both did, and did it together. We were both in this together. She wanted it." But most of the time, a lot of you aren't good at it. That's why almost 40 to 60% of women have never had an orgasm. Toodles. So, can you say that you both got something out of it if you never asked her what she wanted out of it? Hello, somebody, fellas. Where y'all at? Where did you go? I don't see you anymore. Hello, hello, hello. Tiki, tiki, tiki. I'm just saying, y'all give yourself way too much credit. Well, she got something. I took her out to eat. Did she really want something to eat, or was she really trying to get to know you to possibly have more? But you had your mind set on another thing. Well, I fed her. You fed her so it wouldn't feel like a jerk. So you could feel like you got so you so you wouldn't feel like, man, I'm a slime ball. I knew going into this, all I wanted was this. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to throw that in there tonight. Fellas, where y'all go? Yeah, she can feed herself. She wasn't out with you just to get a meal. And then fellas, let me tell you something else. We know when you working up on something. All of a sudden we get a random text, "Hey, beautiful." Nobody had heard from you in 6 months. We know. We know. Anywho, that's all I have for you on the feminine ear tonight. I have a whole nother stack of letters. We're gonna save those for next week. Oh, I did good. I did good. Our goal is to have the feminine ear from an hour to 90 minutes. That was the goal. That was the goal. And you see, we had our technical stuff together this week as well. So we're gonna get, as my grandbaby say, gooder and gooder. We're gonna get gooder and gooder. Yes, we're gonna get better and better as we go. Oh wait, hold on. As we go along. Oh, wait, let's see. Wait, we got a caller. We got a caller. We got a caller. I think I know who this is. Okay, can you turn on your camera, sir? It looks like we had a couple people in here. I'm sorry, I was just going on. There we go.
All right, sorry. Keep going back and forth. Excuse me. I'm about to hop in the shower before I hop into bed. Uh, I I was having this conversation with a coworker earlier today, and it seems it goes into relationships as well. You might have the everything that's needed, might have the ability, might have the skills to pay bills, but don't know how to market yourself.
Oh, yes.
Um, we we do the same thing with dating. You have the the
Hold on
personality.
for a hot second. If you're on Instagram, for some reason, you won't be able to see them unless you go to my page on a browser. I don't know why it doesn't zoom out so you can see them, but if you go to my page on your browser, you'll be able to. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, you have the personality that she's looking for. You have the, of course, you don't lead with the wallet, but yeah, that's there. Um, you have you know how to make her feel love, all of that, but you don't know how to market yourself.
Hmm.
or even know where to go to find someone like that. Um, I'm not asking a lot of these questions. Well, some of it is for me, but
Okay.
some of it is going to be just to get those ideas out there. Where would you recommend a person going to look, or where how would you recommend a person to even market what they do in relationships? I know on the side of money and what have you, that's something different, but this is dealing with just relationships.
I feel like a lot of men need to learn how to develop their personalities. And I believe when you develop your personality and you have confidence, a lot of that trying to find where to go and being able to display certain things, it goes away. Because sometimes you can have all of the things like you said, but you don't know how to market. It's kind of like someone bringing you a steak, on a garbage can lid. It's a good, nice steak, but the presentation just is not it. Okay, and I believe that because men have been pushed to succeed in their finances and be successful, in society, that they've neglected personality. They've neglected having conversation, right? And this is where the so-called good guy gets upset because it's like, "Ugh, the women, they don't want me." Well, it's not that they don't want you, you just don't know how to present. You don't even know how to just walk up and say hello. Or, you look real nice in that dress. Or it could be something as simple as you could be at the Whole Foods and she could be getting a chicken or something. And saying something like, "Now you don't know how to cook no chicken better than me." Just to start some funny conversation. Most men don't know how to do that.
Right.
So those are the things that men, I believe, have to develop. So we see a lot of guys that say most women don't want the average guy. It's not that women don't want the so-called average guy. The so-called average guy is boring as hell. He has no personality. He's not humorous. He can't make you laugh. There's nothing that he has. He just walk, and then he may not even dress the best. He don't even know how to put his clothes together. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy. I believe that men need to work on presentation. How do I present myself when I walk into the room?
Yeah.
What does my confidence look like when I walk into the room? So it's not about women don't want you, because I believe this is how a lot of these red, blue, green, purple, and turquoise pill communities have been established from a bunch of men who did not develop themselves personality wise. Because it's not just about looks and money. Because ladies, I know I have you in the comments, and I know this is for the men, but ladies, if you're in here watching, I know we got over 400 and some odd people here listening right now. Give me a high five if you've ever dated or went out with a man who was not considered the most societal's definition of attraction, and he didn't have a whole lot of money, but he got you with his personality. He got you with his sense of humor. He got you with his confidence. Let me know in the chat, ladies, because I can raise both of my hands. And I remember growing up, and told the story before. There's a guy that I grew up with. He was not the most attractive at all, right? But he always had a woman. Wanna know why? He dressed nice and he learned how to communicate. He was funny. Now he definitely always gonna wine and dine you. He knew where he lacked in the the handsome department. But he was successful. He knew, but the thing was, he knew how to talk because we were kids when we first met. I think I was like 14 and he was maybe 12. So he didn't have anything to offer other than conversation. And he was funny, and he was just a hoot, as they would say, to be around. But he was not the most attractive. So men get caught up in, well, he wasn't the most handsome. He was attractive, but he wasn't the most handsome guy. But as you see in the comment section, women are throwing up multiple hands. So it's not about the look. Majority of the men that I've dated were not lookers. They were attractive to me, and they got me because of their ability to make me smile, their ability to be useful. It was their ability to have confidence. And yeah, I've had them say, "Girl, don't nobody care about you being Dr. Mason. If you don't come over here, we going to IHOP." I'm like, "We going to IHOP? You know you like that French toast." I'm like, "How you know I like that French toast? What else I like? You like Cracker Barrel too?" "Yes, I do." It's those little things right there that were the things that got me to where it's like, "Oh wow, I would have never thought she would be with him because he's not really like he don't like match on the attractiveness level." Didn't matter. We going to IHOP, and he knows I like to go to IHOP after I get off stage, right? So it was those things that we look for. But men think that it's about money and that it's about things, and it's not. Even with me being on these dating sites, most men that are on the dating sites, they're on the dating sites in a way that they view women. Pictures. They don't have to say much. So they just put their pictures up. A lot of them just start with I'm 6 foot, I'm 6'5". Uh-uh. And you think that's all it is. I don't care. I'm 5'3". Do you know how many 6'5ers, 6'6ers, 6'7", 6'8ers that I meet because they say I'm fun size? D- don't nobody care. Matter of fact, how's the air up there? Because you're sounding a little, winded. We don't care. But because men think, not all, but a lot of them think that I have the look, I have the money, I drive a particular kind of car, I have a particular type of career that deems or should say that I'm successful. As my granddaughter would say, we don't care if you don't have any personality, if you have no emotional intelligence, if you can't make us laugh, if we don't feel at peace when we're in your presence, if our bodies don't acquiesce to you when we're in your presence, we don't care because we got our own money. We have our own degrees and our own cars and stuff. We don't care. What can you give us that money can't buy? That's the part that I believe men do not develop because they've been told through their patriarchy, that the patriarchy that came before them, go get the money, be successful. But they're not developing interpersonal development skills and even their own personalities.
Okay, now on that though, for the ones who do have those things, those all of those traits that you mentioned that were just right, just to market that or just to put that out there to be seen or breaking ice. A lot of people with that kind of substance may not know how to break the ice.
But see,
Because
but you didn't listen to what I said. You didn't hear one piece that I said when I included. I included boldness and confidence. He's that guy doesn't have that guy that has all of the things that I named and the boldness and the confidence. He doesn't have a problem marketing himself. And the reason why is because for him, see, confidence is a thing where you say, I don't care what anybody else got to say or think. If I want to approach her, I'm going to approach her. Period. If she says no, she just says no. If she's not interested, she's not interested. But I'm going to shoot my shot anyway. See, a man that has all of those things, he doesn't have to worry about marketing himself because he exudes it when he walks in the room. And if he knows how to have a conversation, hey, how you doing? He knows how to speak. And I think a lot of times you guys, the way you looking right now, looking up thinking, a lot
I'm
of
gonna
you
kick this.
times you
Yeah,
overthink.
'cause we no, yeah. Oh, I'm so an
And you in your
overthinker.
head and you men being
Always.
in their head, you mess up. Stop overthinking
Yeah,
and just break out and just be the confident man because
no doubt.
that's what we like. We don't need you all in your head all the time. It's like, bruh, we are in our head all the time anyway. Take the edge off by walking up and saying, "Excuse me, I saw what you put in your buggy, but you put that in there like you know how to cook." What you say? Are you challenging me? Well, actually, what I'm saying is you need to get that box of cereal because you look like you know how to make cereal and hot dogs. Oh, you challenging me now? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That right there says, oh, he a little cocky, he a little bold, but I kind of like it. Okay. And then it becomes, can you do better? And then that's when you say, maybe if you act right, I invite you over one day and I can cook for you. What's your name? How my name is. Boom. You see how
Mhm.
smooth that was? You
Oh,
see how
yeah.
that transition was?
Yeah.
And that's it. Y'all overthink and you try to get it right, and you don't have to get it right. You just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. Your presence speaks. We feel you sometimes before you open your mouth. Your energy always precedes you. Fellas, if for all of you listening to me, approach her. And actually, I'm working on something for you guys. I've been working on it since our very first episode. It's going to be a free download. I don't know when I'll be finished with it. Hopefully, within the next couple weeks. But I'm creating 50 respectful ways to approach a woman that you guys will be able to go on the Feminine Ear website and download absolutely free. I've been working on it. I think I'm up to about maybe 13 because I think you guys overthink and we just be sitting like, okay, stop looking at us. Stop looking at me and come talk to me. Quit looking. What the hell are you looking at? Now you look like a creep because all you're doing is sitting here looking. What you want? Now I gotta
Mhm.
pull out my mace because you're looking, but you're looking and thinking, should I not? Should I not? But while you're looking, thinking, we think you a creep. And now next thing you know, we done pulled out our fire. We done pulled out our 380. We got our own lock.
Yeah.
So you guys, you gotta do that. But I am working on a free download for you fellas on how to approach a woman, the best way to approach a woman with respect. And honestly, I don't care if she's a tough one. It's all about how you do what you do and say what you say. If you can make us smile, you got your foot in. Because a lot of us as women, we walk around all the time with weight on our shoulders. Because you got to remember, I don't think men understand. Women walk around in protective mode all the time. This is why our nervous systems are so messed up. Okay, why our nervous systems are so messed up. Somebody said, do something like that for us women, Miss April. If you're in my Love Legacy Dating Academy, you already know what to do. If you're not in there, you don't know what to do. So I've been doing stuff for women for years. I have a whole academy on this. But the fellas, this is about them. And I'm going to give them a free PDF because I believe there's a lot of great men out there. You just don't know how to let go and do the approach. And what would be your pickup line? Let me see what he gonna say. What would be your pickup line? If you seen a woman, how would you approach her? Oh, boo, Blake. Do you have a pickup line? What? Don't try to put it on me. Do not do that. So, fellas, at the end of the day, I thought my guys were gonna be able to help us out. It depends on the woman and how you approach her. Really? What if you don't have time to scope her out? Then, so you would be still. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. No, you don't, because I'm quick on my feet and I ain't simple with it. Yeah, it's y'all trying to get with us though. So put it like this: if you're basic like every other man, what makes you stand out? Uh huh. Nice. See? Okay. So you got start with a compliment. Your compliment is nice, but see, maybe it's just me. I like things that stand out. I like things that get me in the group chat. And that's typically how I respond. If a man asks me, and y'all, some of y'all have heard my line before, and I use it all the time. If a man asks me what's my name, I'll ask him, what do you want it to be? And he's not expecting that.
Mm-mm. No.
He's not expecting that. Or if he says, where are you from? It depends on what I'd feeling that day. I'll say heaven. And you? That gets you in the group chat. So what I'm getting at to everybody that's listening, get yourself to a position where you're free with with expressing yourself, right? I had a man ask me the other day what my name was. And I told him Desire. Nice to
Mm.
meet you. He says, "Is that your real name?" I said, "Yeah, that's my government name." And he said, "Your name is Desire." I said, "Yeah, tell me yours." So what my point, ladies and gentlemen that are listening, make yourself memorable. Like there are guys that have made themselves memorable. I may have never went out with them, but it was like, wow. I remember that. I remember when the guy you know the most interesting line I ever received from a man that I remember to this day, even though it was not the best one. I still remember it. He said, "Man, your brain is like a vagina and I want to be all up in it." I remember this. This had to be almost 10 years ago. But you see that I still remember it in 2024. Let's start getting back to fun and getting out of our heads, Wendell. Not
Yeah.
overthinking it.
Yeah.
Let's play. Somebody said April love to play the game. I do
Mm.
because it's fun. We're so serious all the time. We're in our heads all the time. Let's have some fun. You don't have to always get it right. You can say, you know what, Manu, if you meet a woman tomorrow and you can say something that I said and you might stumble and she might laugh and you tell her the truth. You say, you know what? I was listening to this lady on this podcast yesterday and this is what she said that y'all like to hear. So I tried it. And the lady gonna laugh. She gonna laugh because it doesn't have to be perfect. Everybody's trying to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Let's start having fun. Just have fun this week. Go meet three, four random women and just have fun with them. Practice. Just practice. The more you practice, even in passing, the more it will start to become a part of you.
Mhm.
And just practice. Just and practice, fellas, practice being humorous. Practice, being able to see a woman somewhere and say something that's going to make us the moment you make us laugh, it brings all of this down. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get out there and stop overthinking. Because the way you were looking, I could tell you thinking. You
Oh,
thinking,
always.
no, get out your this is playtime. It's
Yeah.
play. It's play. It's play. Why y'all laughing at me in the comment? I'm just saying that's how I talk. Like people don't really think it's the truth. That's how I talk. What
It's
Yeah, that's actually
it
how I
like
talk.
the same way that you would be attracted to it, it's attractive as well. When women are playful like that, oh yeah, we are drawn like moths to a flame.
Yeah, y'all start following us through the store and
Yeah.
everything. Like, cause I'll walk by a man, and the thing is, I don't even mean anything by it. I could just walk by and say, "Oh, somebody took a bath today, cause you smell real good."
Mm.
And they'd be like, "I do." I'm like, "Yeah, I could tell that's Tide mixed with a little Downy, with your little cologne." I'll do that, like because I like to play, and the thing is, we live in a world where everything is always we're always so uptight.
And grind.
We're walking around scared in our bodies all the time. And it's like, come on, let's have a little fun. Let's no pressure. Nobody's trying to marry anybody. Nobody's trying to, be a gold digger. The other one is not trying to, go 50-50 and how much you make. Let's get back to having just fun and enjoying ourselves. And it's that simple. And I think for me, I don't take things so seriously, right? I'm not every time I meet a man, I'm not trying to figure out is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? I don't do that. It's in the moment, being in the moment.
Yep.
So
Sounds
what
good.
you gonna do this week, Wendell?
Yeah. Thank you for putting me on the spot right there.
Yeah, what you gonna do this week?
I was the first caller for the show. I said
Uh-huh.
I'm working on me. I'm doing me. I'm making moves. I'm shifting things around right now, and
I
I'm,
ain't asked you all of that.
I'm
I'm
oh,
talking about fun. What are you gonna do for
all right.
fun
What
this
am I
week?
gonna?
See, you
What am
already
I gonna do?
going into
I
serious.
know. I know. I'm overthinking it
No,
already.
what you gonna do for fun? Well, I'm working on me. I ain't asked you that.
All right, I'm gonna get out and play.
Okay, what does it look like?
I said I was gonna
Put
look
it
up.
like this. What are you comfortable with?
I'm comfortable with getting out of my comfort zone. I'm comfortable with challenges. I'm comfortable with pressure. Um, I need to find a ballroom class and get out and put on
Yeah, go
something.
shake something this weekend. Go
Put
get
on
dressed up and get sexy, extra sexy and whatnot, and just show up and just go. And just go, be kind and gentlemanlike, all the things that I believe that you have in you, and just go and just see what happened. And you're going to start feeling better. It's going to be like, oh, I like this. I like this. And just relax.
I'm overthinking. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna just
No
leave it there. Yeah,
overthinking. No
yep,
overthinking. No
right.
overthinking.
No overthinking
Relax. Go
and play.
play. Go dancing. Ask the lady, you know what? Would you like to dance? If she say no, go to another one. Don't let
Well,
anything stop you. Have fun. You
yeah.
can walk up to a lady and say, especially if you feel the energy and you guys talking in the line or whatnot, you can ask her, have you ever danced in the rain before? Ask her. Have you she's like, huh? Have you ever danced in the rain before? No. Well, according to the forecast, it's gonna rain next week. Would you like to? I need to write a book. I need to write a witty banter book, the quick comeback book is what I need to write a
Yeah,
little guide.
absolutely.
Yeah, get out your comfort zone and just go and play. Like I do it just because. It's like, you know what? Let me see if I still got it. And I'll just go play. It doesn't matter if he's old, young, handsome, not handsome. It does none of that matters because it's about me playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, somebody said we can feel when you're not confident. We can. And don't be nervous because just like I used to tell women, I tell women, men are nothing more than humans, just like we are. You know? But yeah, ask a woman, have you ever danced in the rain? You want to? Girl, I met this man today. Can you believe he asked me that? You guys understand why this stuff works, fellas. It works because most men are basic. This is why it works. I'm giving you the game on what will cause you to stand out. What causes you to stand out is not hi, how you doing? What's your name? Nah. What causes you to stand out is have you ever danced in the rain? And would you like to? That makes you stand out. So it's not even a lot that you have to do. It's just everybody saying the same thing. When I'm on a little dating app because you guys know that I'm dating and I'm trying to figure this thing out. And I I'm 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 swiping left and swiping right. Let's say that, right? Do you know I can open my messages and have 80 messages in there. 77 of them were going to be something to the effect of, "Good morning, Queen. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hi. Hello." All right. And then there's going to be maybe a few that stand out because they read the profile and they're going to say something like, oh, nobody at home drinking up the red juice, huh? I'm an empty nester too. So that let me know they read it. But the other stuff, the other 77, mm. And then men think sometimes that we look at your pictures, we're gonna be like, oh, but he attractive child. I will swipe on your attractive behind so quick. If you're basic, ignite us. Give us a reason to want you. Women like that whole fun and flirty and romancy thing. We like that. Give it to us. Y'all got it in you. Give it. Y'all know the lines. We no matter what a woman tell you, we like the corny lines. We like corny lines. I don't care what no woman says. We like corny lines because guess what? The least we gonna do is, did he say that? We gonna do that. Did you say that? And we're gonna tell somebody about it. Why? Because it stayed on our mind.
Yeah.
Andre said witty banner will work every single time. Absolutely. We like it. Don't listen to none of this foolishness because think about what women are talking about, what men don't do. Men aren't romantic anymore. They don't buy flowers. And women are reading romantic novels looking for y'all to be romantic like that. But women are writing the romantic novels that they're reading. So we're coming up with all of these fantasy type things that we like. We like to be flirted with. So we got to get back. I know that the pandemic pulled us apart. We got to get back to knowing how to connect. We like it. We like corny stuff. We do. You don't have to get it right. We like when you're shy, but approach anyway. We like when you're a little bit bashful, but then you still got a little confidence anyway. We like that. We see it. And we like when you're bold too. We like corny stuff. Just be respectful with it. That's it. Stop thinking, Wendell. Because you probably be laying in your bed thinking all night until in the morning.
So many things. So yeah. When I wake up in the morning, my mind starts moving, and I gotta get up. I
But see,
can't.
when your mind moves like that, you're going to find a way to talk yourself out of everything. Just do it.
Yes. Well, most things. Yeah.
Yeah, just do it. Somebody said New York men are downright aggressive. I love New York men though. Because I like a man to say what he wants. You can't take hints. No. If you don't say it, I don't know it. And that's why I like New York men because they just listen and they say what they want and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Or no, I'm not interested. If you scare me, I'm definitely not interested. But I like men that say what they want versus beating around the bush, going by, oh, you got to go by the vibe. We vibe and no, boy, if you don't get out of here, say what you want and just be respectful the way you do it. So you're going to come back and let us know what you did. Do you guys want to know what Wendell is going to do this next week? Because it's just Tuesday. So you have the rest of the week. You need to, your homework assignment is you need to engage with 3 women this week. 3. 1, 2, 3.
Really?
And we want to know what you did and how it turned out. When the last time you've been on a date?
Oh God. Well, I just got out of a almost 5-year relationship. And
That's not what I asked you.
last time I've been on a date, it's been a while.
Okay.
Is the breakup was fairly recent, but it's
What's
been a while.
recent?
It was, oh man, in May.
Child, that's over. We're getting ready to have Christmas. Santa
Oh,
Santa
yeah,
coming to town.
so damn, I
So
should.
so yeah, I need you to get back outside, okay?
Yeah.
I need you to get back outside because you want to be outside. The fact that I know you want to be outside is because you're here. You're trying to learn. And I want you to get back outside. So this week, Wendell's assignment is to engage with 3 women this week in a fun, flirty way. It doesn't have to go anywhere. But I
Okay.
want you to get out of your head.
Mhm.
And I want you to show up. Like, as you said, how does that man show up? You show up. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to put yourself in the vicinity where women will be. One of those times. The other 2, you can be random. But I want you to be intentional about putting yourself in a space where women are going to be so that you can practice. The ladies
Yeah.
in the comments saying, you got this, Wendell. The ladies in the comment section are rooting for you. That's
Okay.
your assignment. They're like, good
Right.
luck. You got this, Wendell. We are cheering you on. You got this. That's what I want you to do. So you have a lot of support. You got a lot of
Okay.
support. Someone says you are brave just coming on the call. That is braver than me for sure. Yeah, a lot of fellas don't like to come on. We gonna get you on because I know I'm creating a safe space. I understand why not as many fellas come on and send me so many letters because you're learning how to trust me. You know, you want to see how I'm gonna engage with you. Am I gonna bash you? Am I gonna talk negatively to you? I'm gonna talk at you or to you. You know, I get it. So we gonna get more fellas that are on, but it took a lot for you to come on. So I get that. And now you with the coach, and the coach says 3 women this
Yeah, and
week.
it's
It's
my practice.
Tuesday.
It is.
Get out the house.
Yeah.
So so all in favor of Wyndham going out. Say aye. They say I'm stressing you out. I'm not stressing him out. I think he
No.
can do this. I really believe we are rooting for you. But what I love is the fact that Wendell represents a lot of men. And other fellas that are watching and that's going to watch the replay, because we have almost 500 people watching now. I'm not just talking to Wendell. I'm talking to you too.
Exactly.
Okay? I'm talking to you too. So not just Wendell, but other men that are watching anonymously, from the sidelines. I need you to go out and engage with 3 women as well too. I've given you multiple ways to be respectful in your approach. Go do it. We want you guys. Understand that. Never think that you're not wanted. Women can't even stop talking about men. We not only do we want you, we need you. In addition to that, here's the secret. Feminine women crave masculine men. And I've talked about it before. I don't care what anybody says. Feminine women need the groundedness of masculine men because where we're flowy, when we're in the presence of masculine men, we are flowy, we're more fluid, we're more liquid. We're just like, we just don't think about anything and we're just la la la, right? We need that. We crave that. So we can't get that if you don't show up. We need the masculine container because I know me, I'm whimsical. I know I'm good at doing what I do right now. Outside of that, when we out, Aunt he gotta push me to the to the cars that way. I don't think I just be like, when we walk in, he'd be like, no, the car this way. The car like I don't when I'm around masculine energy, I don't think. When I say I don't think, it's not that I'm not intelligent or I just lose all my sense, but there's a sense of safety, so I don't have to protect myself. This is what we want. But we don't know if we're gonna get it if you guys are at home thinking, Wendell. So
I've been that. I've been that
okay.
more than once, and I just decided to put it on the back burner for
No,
now.
not no
So
more. Christmas is coming. Santa is coming. Santa gonna bring you somebody in the package this year. Cause you're
mm,
gonna get out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
ain't gonna
So
let me work on a few things first.
okay.
Okay,
No, ain't no working on nothing. You got 3 women to engage with.
I'm
And we
good,
want to
coach.
see your outfit that you're gonna wear when you
Oh,
go.
yeah, yeah.
We
I
want to
got
see your
some.
outfit.
Okay, all right, cool.
I'm serious. We want to see what you're gonna wear when you intentionally go out where women are. We want to see what you're gonna wear. And you're
Dang.
not getting nothing together. You're not getting nothing together. It's already together.
Yeah.
And just go have fun.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me, love.
Thank you again, coach, for the opportunity.
All righty. Have a good one.
Okay, you too.
Bye
Thanks.
bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you tonight. We are rooting for Wendell. Wendell, go out there and get some girls. Get some girls. Get some girls. Because some girls want to get got. All right. Andre said, "No, Wendell got it. He's one step closer to breaking through for himself, and I love that. I love his courage. I love that fact that he's brave. You know, maybe Wendell has some post relationship healing to do. How about no? How about no? How about no? How about go have fun? You don't have to isolate yourself to heal. How about that? Women do that." And I bet it was a woman that said that. Women do that. Okay. If you think the way you always thought, you will always get what you always thought. Absolutely, Gregory. Tell them we gotta break out. We want to have a good time. You, y'all sit here, isolate yourself. I gotta heal. I gotta heal, and I have my little prayer cloth, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna heal. Get out of the house. I believe that people come into your life to help you heal. I do believe you need to be on your little journey, but I don't believe that you can heal by yourself. Okay? Don't let anybody make you feel like I have to go through this healing process, because guess what? I don't care if you buy my books, my courses, or anybody else's courses, come to anybody else's events to heal, you won't know how far you've come until you've actually have to utilize the knowledge that you've learned. Okay? Stop all that. Go out there, fellas, and go get you a girl. Just make sure you approach her respectfully. Okay? Be respectful and see what happened. Fellas, 3. And I want you to come back and tell me how many you got. What not even how many, but what the feeling was like for you to engage when you engage with these ladies. Get out of the house. Fellas, we need you. We want you. We crave you. The femininity craves you. Okay? Did you guys enjoy tonight? Let me know if you enjoyed tonight, because we're getting ready to get off for the night. We went because Wendell came on. We went 30 minutes past, but it's okay. It was all good. It was all good. Thank you guys for joining us on the Feminine Ear, where men are seen, heard, and understood. And I will see you next week. Make sure you go and like, share, and subscribe. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure we're trying to get to 100,000 followers. We got maybe 19,000 more to go. Please share, 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 fellas. Make sure you go to the feminineear.com website. Click the button. You can join me on Tuesday nights, or you can be one of the fellas that submit your question. But I appreciate you coming, and make sure you like and share. Good night. Oh, no, no. Oh, thank you for reminding. No show next week. So, Wendell, you off the hook for next week. Fellas, you're off the hook for next week, because next Tuesday is the election. So we will not be having a show next week, because this is a major election, and I don't want to interfere trying to pull y'all away from what you need to be watching. And so we will see you the following week. All right. Good night.